Dummy alert, dummy alert. Welcome to part 2 of this Vlogmas series of how the Grinch stole my prom. Welcome. I would highly recommend, if you guys are not caught up with all my other story times, to get caught up with these, what am I trying to say? If you're not already caught up with the other, my other story times, I highly recommend you do, because there's a lot of reoccurring characters and a lot of occurring situations. And if you have not watched this previous one, I would recommend you go ahead and do that to give some context and backstory to where I'm going to start off now. Like I said in my last video, this is going to be my Vlogmas series. I'm going to be I'm going to be uploading every single day for a week leading up to Christmas, so you guys can have some fun little content for you. Yeah, and hopefully you guys enjoy the toxicity that was my life when I was young and dumb. Emphasis on the dumb. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I already told you guys about the whole situation that happened with Jay and how he basically explained the whole thing with me and Armando, okay? And how Tiffany was pretty much his second girlfriend, and how Armando got so upset because Jay said he wanted to have sex with her. All right, so after I confronted Armando and all this other stuff, I stopped talking to him because I was over it. Like, I hated this man. So, as you know, true Armando fashion goes, he does the whole thing. He's blowing up my phone, telling me all this stuff. He's like, please, please, like, I'll do anything, da-da-da-da, whatever. But during this time, guess what was creeping up? Prom. Okay? So he was basically, you know, pleading with me. He's like, please, can we please get back together? And I'm just like, no. I'm going through this whole thing. I'm like, no, I don't want anything to do with you, da-da-da, whatever. And then he goes, well, like, what about prom? Like, I still want to go to prom with you. And he starts doing this whole thing. And that was one thing that Armando was very, like, notorious for. He would take something, whether it was like a holiday, whether it was an anniversary, whether, like, no matter what it was, he would take it and he would make it to where, like, he knew that that meant a lot to me. So he would just manipulate me, pretty much. That's what it is. So he knew that prom was coming up for me, and that prom was very important to me for whatever reason. I don't know. I was really into prom at that time, so whatever. So he was basically telling me, he was like, I'll go to prom with you. Like, we were supposed to go to prom together. Like, what are you doing? Like, let's just start over. Let's do this. Let's do that. And so, like a dum-dum, I was just like, okay, but like, this can't ever happen again. This can never happen. Like, it's honestly like nauseating how stupid I was. So we go ahead and he tells me that he's going to take me to prom. Now, mind you, I had a best friend at the time, and it's actually the best friend that goes to me story time that I have. I'm telling you, go watch all my videos. So the best friend that I had asked me, like, oh, did you want to go to prom? And I had told him, like, no, I'm going with Armando. And he was like, oh, dang, okay. Like, I always thought we were going to go to prom together, because we always said that, like, when we were younger, like, we always said, like, we would just go to prom together. And so when I told him, like, oh, no, like, I'm going with Armando, he was, like, low-key bummed, but, like, he didn't really care that much. I don't know if he did. I don't know. He played it off like he didn't care. So I had told my best friend, I was like, yeah, no, like, I'm going to go with Armando. And he was like, okay, like, well, there's that. There's a reason why I say that. So, so during this time, I am looking for prom dresses. I'm sending him, like, the prom dresses that I want. I'm asking him, because I wanted to go in emerald green, but apparently, like, everybody wanted to go in emerald green. So I could not find a dress that, like, other people didn't already have and that was cute and that I liked. So I'm, like, going dress shopping, and I'm sending him dresses, and he's telling me, like, oh, I like that one. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like that one. Yada, yada, yada. So I come to the dress that I got, and, you know, I'm so excited. I'm like, this is the dress that I got. this, that, and the third. And he was like, oh yeah, looks good, whatever, cool. After I bought this dress, he basically drops the ball on me, saying that he can't go to my prom. He can't take me to my prom because he has a basketball tournament. And I remember I told my dad, I was like, yeah, Armando can't take me to prom because he has a basketball tournament. And my dad blatantly told me, he was like, he does not like you, because if I had a girlfriend, I don't care if I had a basketball tournament, a funeral, nothing, I would go to take you to prom. Okay? And my dad just kept saying that, and it used to make me so angry, because I'm like, you don't know our relationship. But like, yes, he did. Listen to your fathers, okay? Like, oh my God. So he was like, my dad just kept telling me, like, that boy does not like you. Like, he doesn't like you. And my dad never liked Armando. And he was like, that boy does not like you at all. Get it through your head. Because anybody that actually liked you would make sure that, and he was like, and my dad was like, a basketball tournament. And my dad is so mean to me, because he was like, is he going to the NBA? Is he like gonna go far with it? And I'm like, yes. And he was like, yeah, okay. So I was obviously devastated by the news that he was not gonna go to prom with me because he has a basketball tournament. Mind you, let's be very, very clear. He said that he couldn't get out of the basketball tournament because his mom already paid for it. His mom already has a hotel, and it's already like, it just, the date of my prom just conflicted with this basketball tournament. And I remember verbatim, he said, you can even ask my mom. Okay. Right? So remember all these details, please. So I was so sad about it, because now I don't have a prom date and my boyfriend isn't going to come with me to my prom. So I asked my best friend, because he and this other girl were going to go together, but like that fell through. So I asked him, I was like, hey, are you going to prom with anybody? Are you still going with that one girl? And he was like, no. And so we decided that last minute we were going to go to prom together. So I was gonna go ahead and go with my best friend. Now, if you watch the story time of him blocking me, I was really, really good friends with this guy. Me and him had been best friends since 5th grade. He is still a very attractive guy, but he was very attractive back in the day. And Armando and me and him were like close. And me and Armando always got into fights about it, because that was my best friend. Like, I was not giving up my best friend for nobody. And me and him, we would go out to eat all the time. We would hang out all the time. Our families were cool with each other. So I always, imagine like your girl best friend, everything you do with your girl best friend, go out to eat, go to the gym, do that. I was doing with this dude. But Armando used to get so mad because he knew like this dude was attractive. Even though I didn't see him like that, and like we didn't see each other like that, it was just one of those things. Like, Armando never wanted me to hang out with him, but I never listened to him because that's my best friend. Armando this whole time thought that I was going to prom by myself. I don't know who he thought I was. I don't know what he, like, I know that my self-esteem was like in hell, and I know that like I was dumb, but I don't know who he thought I was to think that I was gonna go to my senior prom by myself. You're dumb. So I kind of like, I don't know why he thought I was going by myself, but I like kind of said that I was going with my best friend, and he got so angry at me. And he basically said that I was like, I had something on the side, you know, projection when you're cheating, when the person is cheating on you and they want to project. So he's basically going off on me, saying like, no, if that I go to prom with this dude, that it's done, we're done. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, no, I don't, what are you talking about? So I'm just like, what the heck is your problem? Like, yes, I'm gonna go to prom with my best friend. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And then I'm throwing it back in his face. I'm like, you got Sally, you got Tiffany, you got all these people, and you got the nerve to talk about who I'm gonna go to prom with? No, especially when it's my best friend. You've been knowing my best friend. Like, you know the vibes. Like, what are you talking about? So in the midst of all that, he's getting mad at me. And mind you, we would fight for like days about things. Like the whole like me going to prom with my best friend, that conversation was like 3 days long. It wasn't just like a one time thing. It was a 3-day long conversation. So in the midst of all this, I see that Tiffany, because my friend at the time, my other friend, there's so many people in this story. There was another girl that I used to be really cool with. She sends me a screenshot of Tiffany under Armando's picture on Instagram. Basically, like it was like she said bae with an emoji. And when I saw that, I was just over it. I'm like, how in the world are you going to yell at me, call me all types of things? Because that was another thing. Me and Armando were so toxic. Like, we would call each other out of our names, and he would go in on me. I was all types of whores and this, that, and the third. And I really did not used to do anything. That's so crazy. So he would say all types of stuff to me. So when I saw that, I was just like, boy, bye. Like, you have this whole girl, Tiffany, calling you bae and some more stuff. Like, get out of my face. So we stopped talking. I washed my hands of it. I wanted nothing to do with him anymore. Like, it obviously not enough because there's still more stories to tell, but I wanted nothing to do with this dude because I was just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, you're yelling at me because you're not going to prom with me after you said you would go, after I got a whole dress and I had this whole idea and all this other stuff. You're not gonna come with me. You basically like let me down. I found somebody to go with because like, who is staying in their house on prom? Like, come on. And you're gonna sit here and then get mad at me. Meanwhile, your whole other girlfriend is claiming you under pictures that on Instagram that, by the way, I can't see because the glitch in Instagram made us unfollow each other. Okay, and I'm such an idiot. This is so embarrassing to say, but like, I had requested to follow him because I'm like, follow me, but like, he never accepted my request. Do you know how lame you have to be? Oh, thank God for growth. So I was, done with him. I wanted nothing to do with him. I was so over it. So fast forward, I go to prom with my best friend. So my best friend comes to my house. We take all these pictures. We were looking so fly. We were looking so cute. We were looking good. Not for nothing, I'm so happy in my relationship, but like, me and this dude, we look so good together. Our babies would have been so cute. But anyway, but he blocked me and he hates me now, so I don't know. So I go to prom, and mind you, me and my best friend, like, my best friend did not like to dance. He wasn't about that life. So me and him went to prom together, but we were doing our own thing. Like, I was in the middle of the dance floor. I was dancing with other people. I was just having the time of my life. And he had one of his friends. He was one of our mutual friends. He had him take pictures of what I was doing and send it to him. But that comes up later. Just to show you how crazy Armando was. The prom that you didn't want to go to with me, all of a sudden you have paparazzi sending you pictures of what I was doing. So I'm just having the time of my life, and my best friend ended up getting in trouble. It was just like this whole thing. So my prom night, the actual prom, got cut short. So I had to leave, but there was an after party that one of my friends at the time was doing. She had a hotel party. So whatever, me and my best friend, we leave the prom. I go back to my house, I change, and I get ready for this after party. So I go to the after party, and I'm just like basically like helping set up because it was my friend. So we're just getting everything together. We got the hotel room. Everything is good to go. And we're just chilling until people get there. So one of my friends comes in, like a group of people come in, and I hope I still have the video of that prom night. So we're just chilling. We're having like a cute little time, whatever, getting everything started. People are slowly coming in. So guess who walks in? Jay. because Jay went to our school. He was at our prom, all that other stuff. So we come in and he's here and we're just chilling. We're all laughing. We're having an amazing time. Like, we are having the time of our lives. It's so funny. We're all just laughing and, you know, sharing jokes and all this other stuff. It was such a good time. This is going to be like a side note into this. I waited to this part because it kind of makes sense. I was in English class with this one girl who was a cheerleader, and she wanted to cheer for the college that was in our town. Guess who was a cheerleader in the college of our town? Tiffany. So we're in English class one day, and she's showing me like pictures, because, you know, it was just random. She was showing me pictures of the camp that she went to, and guess who she had a picture with? Tiffany. And so me being me, I was like, what do you know about Tiffany? And she was like, oh, she's really nice, and, you know, she's this, that, and the third, and she cheers and she does this. And I'm just trying to get some information on her. And I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, me and her are actually going to Daytona because there is a cheer competition down there. And I was just like, oh, really? And she was like, yeah, we're all going down there or whatever. And she's like, that's why I can't go to prom, because I have that cheer competition. And I was like, you wouldn't want to go to prom? She's like, not really. Like, I don't really care, because this cheer competition, I want to get onto the team when I go to college. So I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so back to the after party. We are at this hotel and everything was good vibes. Okay? Great vibes. Guess who walks through the door? Armando and his little crew. Okay. So Armando comes in and he basically is dapping everybody up. Jay like goes to dap him up and Armando smacks his hand away. And he was like, don't try to dap me up when you're a snake, you're a op, da 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 da. And Jay was like, what are you talking about? And everybody at this point, like, it was like the music stopped. Everybody was like, what the heck? Because Armando was not about that life. He was never about that life, never will be about that life, like, whatever. So when everybody saw that, they were like, whoa, what the heck? Like, what's happening? And so Armando was like, nah, like, that's what you want to do. Like, that's what you want to do. That's how you want to be, blah, blah, blah. And Jay was like, what are you talking about? Like, whatever. So that situation kind of diffused a little bit. So I get upset and I start speaking profanities to Armando in front of everybody. I'm like, why are you here? This is not even your prom. This is not even your school. You were supposed to be at a tournament. And then I just started being petty. And I was like, oh, what happened? Like, the tournament got moved? Like, or the only reason you're here is because your other girlfriend is in Daytona right now? So I'm just, you know, saying all kinds of craziness to Armando. I'm like, yeah, like, okay, why are you here? There's no reason for you to be here. Your friends aren't here, da 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 da.
Is it not coming tomorrow? No. He won.
And so, mind you, Safari's like, you need to calm down. You know, like, I hate Safari. So he's like, you need to calm down. Like, you need to relax. You need to chill. And I was like, don't tell me to chill. No. So I'm causing this whole scene during, you know, this whole thing. And I'm just like, oh, why are you mad? Tiffany's not here. Tiffany's not in town. So you can't just go to her house. You decide to come to my prom. That you want to crash my prom. I was like, what about that basketball tournament? Is your mom going to get her money back? Like, what happened? You couldn't go to prom with me, but you want to sit here and do all this. Like, oh, okay. Like, cool. So fast forward through the night, like, after I'm done causing my scene, because ain't nothing happened about it, because, like, Armando wasn't saying anything. He was just standing against the wall looking stupid. So he wasn't saying anything while I was, you know, antagonizing him. So I just kind of gave up on it. I was like, whatever. So as the night progressed, I don't really know how this ended up happening. I really don't know how this came to be. However, it was like the hotel had, like, it was a cheapo, like, stupid hotel. So there was, like, you know that little part where they have, like, a living room? So Armando is facing, like, the beds and stuff, and Jay was facing the window. Actually, no. It was the other way around. So Jay was facing the bed and Armando was facing the window. And out of nowhere, you just see Armando shoving Jay, and he shoved Jay to the point where like he like smashed the lamp. And like I remember my friend, she started screaming because the hotel was under her name, and she's like, don't break anything. If you break anything, like get out. If you're gonna do this, get out. Stop breaking stuff because I'm gonna have to pay for it. And so he shoves Jay. Jay gets back up and he was like, bro, what is your problem? And then Armando shoves him again. And so Jay was like, bro, like, what is your issue? And so then Armando was like, oh, you want to sit there? You want to smash my girl? You want to smash my girl? You want to talk about me? And da da da. And then Jay was like, I never said I wanted to smash Samantha. Like, I never tried to smash her. You remember? So Jay is over here like, I never said I wanted to smash Samantha. And then when he said my name, Armando shoves him again. And everybody's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, what's going on? Mind you, Jay was never a fighter. He's never been that way. Like, he's one of those, like, cool little goofy guys. Like, he's not like that either. And it was honestly like, you know that you will never, like, Armando would never step to somebody his size or actually do anything. Like, Armando is one of those people that argue by themselves on social media. No one knows who he's talking about. No one has any idea, like, what beef do you have? He just starts saying stuff. He'll just be like, oh, like, if somebody got a problem, they could say it to my face, and da-da-da. And then you at them and you be like, who you talking about? And they'll be like, oh, just some clown. It's like, because you're not fighting with anybody. Like, you're lame. You fight with yourself on social media. And then when you do try to pick a fight with somebody, it's with somebody you know doesn't fight. Like, what? So then everybody like kind of separates them or whatever, and then Armando's basically like yelling at him. He's like, oh, you're a punk, you ain't gonna do nothing, da 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 da. And I like, because Jay like walked towards me, I was like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? He was like, bro, I don't know what his issue is. And I also knew that was gonna make Armando mad. Like, you're over here fighting, like, you're supposed to be my boyfriend. Everybody knew that you were my boyfriend, whatever, and I'm over here consoling the guy that you're trying to fight. So like, that was kind of more of like a to Armando. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like asking Jay, I'm like, hey, are you okay? Like, or like whatever. And so then Armando comes up to me and he was like, can we talk? Can we talk? And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to you, boy. Like, I don't have anything to say to you. And so then I like kind of dismissed him and I started talking to Jay again. I was like, yo, like, what is going on? And he was like, I don't know. Like, Jay's trying to like shrug everything off because obviously that's embarrassing. And so then Armando like grabs my hand and he was like, can we please just talk? Like, can we just talk? So I go ahead and I get out of the hotel room. And I was like, what do you want to talk about? Like, I don't have anything to say to you. I don't want to talk to you or whatever. So he's basically like, oh, I just want us back. Like, I'm sorry. Because I was just like, I think it's funny how you didn't go to prom with me because you have a basketball tournament, and how in the world, like, you were supposed to be at this basketball tournament, but you're sitting here crashing my prom after party. Like, you weren't even invited. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm so sorry, but just, you know what this fool had the nerve to say? He was like, you know, it was just the thought of you, like, because like I was really thinking like you might like try to have sex with your best friend. And I'm like, it's never about my feelings. Never about my feelings. Never about like, I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. I'm sorry, you know, that I'm a bad person. It's like, I just couldn't imagine the thought of you in bed with another man. What? And I'm just like, bro, shut up. Like, you know that that's not like, that's not the vibes with this dude. So like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, you know, I had my homeboy, you know, keeping tabs on you, making sure everything was good, because like, you know, you're always gonna be my girl no matter what, like blah blah blah. And he would just go into these spiels about like, if I can have you, nobody can. Psycho. And I was just sitting here like a dum-dum, and I was like, oh, he cares about me, he loves me, like obviously he's ready to fight for me. Like an idiot. Like, he was not fighting for me. So I'm I'm just like, oh, he's ready to fight for me. He's willing to, you know, do this, that, and the third. And yes, dummy alert, dummy alert. We got back together that night. So that concludes part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed, because part 3, it gets crazier. Okay, so let's recap. So he couldn't go to prom with me because he had a basketball tournament that his mom and whatnot paid for. His mom comes into this, by the way. She doesn't get away. So he had a basketball tournament, which is why he couldn't go to prom with me. He literally goes off on me because I'm going to prom with my best friend of 5th grade. He goes off on me, calling me all types of whores, and I'm such a hoe, and I'm this, and I'm for everybody, yada, yada, yada. Meanwhile, the whole reason we stopped talking was because his second girlfriend commented on the Instagram that I couldn't see, that I was, you know, stupidly requesting to be a part of. She wanted to comment bae under his photo. Mind you, he never deleted the comment. So, you know, that whole thing. And then, you know, I go to prom, in which he has his homeboy keeping tabs on me. And he crashes my prom after party to confront a guy who doesn't want to fight, who didn't want to fight. He confronts him because he is upset that said guy, Jay, was saying that he wanted to smash his second girlfriend, Tiffany. And then he gets upset with me, but then he manipulates me back into his pool because he couldn't stand to see me with another man. This is so stupid. This is like literally, honestly, like a series, like a season of a really, really bad TV show called My Life. So anyway, stay tuned for part 3. And as always, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.